Hello and welcome to our YouTube video on present simple tense. If you are learning English as a second language, then you are probably familiar with this basic tense. However, even advanced learners can benefit from a refresher on the present simple tense, and it is one of the most commonly used tense in English language. In this video, we will take a closer look at the present simple tense, including its structure, usage, and common mistakes to avoid. We'll also provide you with plenty of examples to help you understand how to use these sounds correctly in everyday conversation. By the end of this video, you will be able to confidently use this present simple tense to describe actions, habits, routines, and general truths in English. Whether you are preparing for an English exam or simply trying to improve your fluency in daily conversations, mastering the present simple tense is an essential step towards achieving your language learning goals. So let's get started. First, we'll discuss the structure of present simple tense, and then we'll move on some examples that will help you to understand how and when to use these tense. The present simple tense is used to describe actions that happen regularly or repeatedly, as well as to describe general facts or truths. To form the present simple tense, you typically add s or ess to the base form of the verb by using third person singular pronouns he, she, it, or in affirmative statements. For other pronouns and in negative statements and questions, you use the base form of the verb. Maybe here are some examples. Affirmative statements with third personal singular pronoun. He eats breakfast every day morning. Negative statement. Or maybe they don't like to wake up early. Question form. Do you speak Spanish? No. Let's take a closer look at the formation of the present simple tense. For the most verbs, simply add s to the base form of the verb affirmative sentence statements with third personal singular pronouns. For example, I run every day or he runs every day. For verbs that ends in s, x, and ch or sh or o, add maybe es to base form of the verb in affirmative sentences with the third person singular pronouns. For example, I watch television in the evening, or she watches TV in the evening. I go to the gym every week, or he goes to the gym every week. For verbs that ends in a constant you or change the you to eas in the affirmative statement with third person single pronouns. For example, I study Spanish at school. He studies Spanish at school, or I try to be healthy. He tries to be healthy. For all other verbs, use the base form of the verb in negative statements and questions, as well as in affirmative statements with no third personal singular pronouns. For example, I play guitar every day. You play guitar every day, or they play guitar every day. Negative statements. She doesn't play guitar every day. Question forms, let's check. Do we play guitar every day? I hope this helps you to understand the present simple tense. Remember, it's used to describe habitual or repeated actions as well as general facts or truths. The present simple tense is used to describe actions that are habitual or repeated, as well as to describe general facts, truths, and feelings. Here are some specific situations where you might use the present simple tense. First, daily routines or habits. The present simple tense is often used to describe actions that are part of a daily routine or habit. For example, I brush my teeth twice a day. She reads a book before going to bed. They go for a walk every morning, or general truths and facts. Let's check. The present simple tense is used to describe general truths, facts, or states that are always true or exist. For example, water boils at 100 degrees Celsius. The sun rises in the east. Dogs bark. Opinions or feelings, for example. The present simple tense can also be used to express opinions or feelings that are constant or unchanging. For example, I think pizza is delicious. She loves spending time with her family. Or they hate getting up early in the morning. Scheduled events is the other way to use present simple tense. The present simple tense can be used to describe scheduled or scheduled events, such as a bus or train schedule. For example, the train to New York leaves at 7 p.m. The library opens at 9 a.m. The concert starts at 8 p.m. Narration or storytelling is the other way. The present simple tense can be used in storytelling to describe actions that happen in the present or the recent past. For example, the story begins with a young girl who lives in a small village. He opens the door and sees a strange man standing in front of him. She walks down to the street and hears a loud noise behind her. Overall, the present simple tense is a versatile tense that can be used in many different situations to describe habitual or repeated actions and general truths or facts, opinions or feelings, schedules, events, or maybe narration or storytelling. Certainly, here are some of the most common mistakes that students make when using present simple tense and present continuous tense. Using present continuous tense for continuous actions. The present continuous tense is used for actions that are in progress at the moment and moment of speaking. Students sometimes make mistake of using present continuous tense for non-continuous actions or events. Example mistake, for example, I'm having a meeting with my boss tomorrow. No, it is I have a meeting with my boss tomorrow. So it is a general mistake to be to confused with present continuous tense and present tense. Present continuous tense is not just for general truths. Present continuous tense is to describe actions that are in progress at the moment of speaking. Students sometimes make mistake of using present continuous tense for general truths or habits that are not in progress at the moment of speaking. For example, I'm liking this book. Correction is I like this book. You can't use feelings with ing. Forget it. Forgetting to use to be verb. The present continuous tense is formed using the be verb emissary plus the present participle of the main verb ing. Students sometimes forget to use the be verb, especially when using contractions. For example, she is running in the park. No, she is running in the park. Using the present continuous tense instead of present simple tense. Students sometimes use the present continuous tense when the present simple tense should be used. For example, I'm not understanding the lesson. Again, feelings and emotions or some kind of activities. The correction, what is this? I don't understand the lesson. Your skills can't be used with ing. It's about your intelligence. Incorrectly using the present continuous tense with stative verbs. Stative verbs are that describe a state that rather than action. They are not typically used in the present continuous tense. Students sometimes make the mistake of using stative verbs in the present continuous tense. For example, it's the mistake. I'm knowing the answer to the question. No, I know the answer to the question. Overall, the present continuous tense can be tricky for students to master, but with practice and attention to detail, they can avoid these common mistakes and use this tense effectively. Time adverbs can be used to provide information about the time when a present simple verb action takes place. Here are some examples of time adverbs used in present simple tense with their definitions and examples. Alright, let's start. Always. Used to describe a repeated or habitual action that happens all the time. For example, she always takes the bus to work. Usually. Usually used to describe a repeated or habitual action that happens most of the time. For example, I usually eat breakfast at 7 a.m. in the morning. Sometimes. Used to describe an action that happens occasionally or intermittently. Example, he sometimes forgets his keys at home. Rarely. Used to describe an action that happens very infrequently or almost never. For example, they rarely go to the movies. Never. Used to describe an action that doesn't happen at all. For example, I never eat meat. Every. Used to describe an action that happens at regular interval frequency. For example, we have a team meeting every Monday. On or day. Used to describe an action that happens on a specific day of the week. For example, he plays soccer on Saturdays. In, generally used with month, season, or year. Used to describe an action that happens during a specific month, season, or year. For example, we usually travel to Europe in the summer. At, with time. Used to describe an action that happens at a specific time. For example, the store opens at 9 a.m. Now, used to describe an action that is happening at the moment of speaking. For example, I'm now typing on my computer. Using these time adverbs can help to convey more specific information about the time when an action is happening in the present simple tense. So, guys, today we looked at present simple tense and the common mistakes when students try to use present simple tense. And they generally do this mistake especially when they don't know how they can use present simple tense or present continuous tense, because it's the most challenging part of learning tenses in English. So please, if you like this video, not forget to follow and subscribe our channel. The next video will be about present continuous tense and perfect tenses. Take care. Bye bye.